ചിക്മംഗ്ലൂരിലെ ഗിരി പ്ലാന്റേഷനിലാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മളുള്ളത്. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഇതിനകത്തൂടെയൊക്കെ നടക്കാൻ വേണം, ഒരു ഫോൺ വഴിയൊക്കെ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഏതായാലും നമുക്ക് ഒരാളെ കൂടി പരിചയപ്പെടാം. ഇമ്രാൻ. ഓക്കെ, അസ്സലാമു അലൈക്കും. ഓക്കെ, നൈസ് ടു മീറ്റ് യു. What about your Giri plantation? Please say something.
Basically, we do a plantation tour for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. In this plantation tour, sir, we will show you two types of coffee plants. We will show you some medicine plants and also the fruit plants.
Okay.
Basically, this is a plantation tour. We will explain you the process, how the plants are grown, what is the lifespan, and how the cultivation is. We will also show you how the coffee is processed or how it is roasted. And after that, we will take you to the shop where you can shop our exclusive products.
ഓക്കെ 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 ഓക്കെ. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്കിത് കോഫി, ലാൻഡ് ഓഫ് കോഫി എന്നാണ് ഈ ചിക്മംഗ്ലൂരിനെ അറിയപ്പെടുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ലാൻഡ് ഓഫ് കോഫിയിലെ കോഫി തോട്ടത്തിലേക്ക് നമുക്കൊന്ന് കയറിയേക്കാം. Come on.
Okay, Imran bhai, we go to the inside.
Yes,
And
welcome
explain
everyone
about
for
what
this, plantation tour.
yes, what plantation is
So
here.
we'll begin from here, sir. Please come.
Okay.
അടിച്ച് കേറി വാ മക്കളെ.
Well, actually, just explain. This is what? This.
Basically, this gives you a feeling of trek.
Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes an older people who is holding the sticks can use it for the grip purpose also.
Yes,
Sometimes I make fun of people making that they can use it for self-defense and also the disagreement between the group. If somebody doesn't agree, yes, exactly, sir. That's how it is. So that is for the self-defense. Yeah.
Okay.
This is all the coffee plants, be it this plant or this plant or either this plant or this or this. Okay. So there are two types of coffee plants. One is Robusta and one is Arabica. Okay. So Robusta is generally grown everywhere. Probably when I have to say this, it grows on the lower highland areas. And there is one more plant category, that is Arabica, that grows on the literally highland areas, which needs a lot of moisture, which needs a lot of care that needs to be taken care. For an example, like a baby girl, Robusta is like baby boys. Even if you don't care for 3-4 days, it's fine. That's how it is. So if we compare the bean quality, Arabica is always smooth, Arabica is always lighter. Robusta is more bitter and more aromatic. That is how it is. Yeah. The lifespan of all this coffee plant goes up to 100 to 120 years. Okay. But what happens is, over a period of time, let's say about 70 years, 75 years, the growth of these plants will deteriorate. So what we do is, we basically, for an example, if you can help me out with zooming the camera, I can just show you. So for an example, if this is the coffee plant which is grown up to 70 years, okay, so if this is the coffee plant which is grown up to 70 years, and if the yield is come down, basically we leave 1 feet or 1.5 feet gap and we cut it to the bark level. Okay. Once we cut this grows back quickly. Okay. So the mathematics is simple here. So once we cut this, we will also compensate with new plants. Let's say if we cut one plant, we will put down 3 new plants. That's how it is. Okay. So regrowth is fast, new plant growth is little late. Yeah. That's how it is. There is actually a wild guava plant. So everybody is eating the guava, which is actually white in color or pink in color. So this is wild guava, has a lot of medicinal use cases. A person who is pre-diabetic can use this, and not the person who is fully diagnosed as a diabetic. This is a most health beneficial plant.
Okay.
So that's this plant. There is a supporting stick, so do not confuse. The plant is this. Okay.
Oh,
So
this is supporting stick only,
yeah.
na?
So this is actually a plant now, but can be grown into a tree. This is called as the rosewood tree. So everybody is aware of rosewood, sandalwood, the most restricted plants at the plantation. Can be used for luxury furnitures, can be used for making sofas and cots back in our grandfather's time. So this is rosewood.
Okay.
So if you can see above, all the tall trees, what you can see around is all the silver oak, comes from the oak family. The silver oak's lifespan is around 65 years. Okay. And the maturity of the silver oak is 20 years.
20
So when I
years.
say what is maturity, maturity is it grows to the desired height or the expected height. For up to 20 years, it grows to the dedicated height. And after 20 years, the bark of the tree increases, the size increases.
Yes, sir.
That's how it is. The use cases of this trees is pretty simple. The first use case is it is used to provide the shades in coffee plantation. The second use case is some trees are empty and some trees are having a climber of pepper. Okay. So that is used for growing pepper also.
Okay, okay, okay.
So longer the tree, the more yield we get from the pepper. That's how it is.
Also,
Called as all spices plant. Okay.
Ah.
So I'll help you with one leaf because I always don't recommend my people to take off the leaves from the plant. Okay. So this is called as all spices plant for a reason that it has all the spice elements in this. Be it cinnamon, be it clove, or be it cardamom. Like how we fry all our spices into the oil for making pulao or making any of the sambars. This can be used for making your pulao or your gravy
Pulao.
aromatic. Okay.
nice
So
one.
this is not the rare plant, but people are not aware of this nowadays.
Ah.
So what you can do is you can literally grow this plant in your backyard. So this is more helpful and this is more aromatic.
Look like an lemon tree.
It comes from the same streamline. But yeah, it has all the spices elements, so it is called as all spices plant.
Very nice, Mark.
Okay. And come along, I will want to show you this as well. In Kannada, they say this as a Gandhari mensu. In
Gandhari.
English, we say as a bird's eye chili. The size of this chili is only this.
കാന്താരി മുളക്.
Kandari. We say in Malayalam also Kandari.
Kandari. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is considered as the second spiciest spices. This is more spicier. For an example, if you are really using around 6 to 7 chilies for your gravy, probably 2 or 3 can finish this job.
Yes, yes, yes.
Nowadays, this is also used in making peri-peris for your pizza or any of the fast food things. As I told, second spiciest and also the costliest spices as well. The per kg cost of this chili is actually 1,200 rupees.
1,200.
1,300, sometimes 1,000 rupees also. That's how it is. Star fruit can be grown in any of the plantation or any of the tropical region.
Okay.
We have a lot of star fruit plants available in our coffee estate.
Okay, okay.
You can also see a plant this plant is basically turns into a tree. This is a rubber tree.
Rubber.
Yeah. So need not to explain much because everybody knows how the
Yes,
rubber
yes,
is
yes.
processed.
Okay.
So this is how it is.
Okay.
In Kerala, rubber is very much.
Is a beehive. We
Ah.
collect honeybees. There are basically 2 types of honeybee, small honeybee and big honeybee. So big honey is collected there. It is also called as the wild honeybee. And the yield is probably 3 years once. We have a lot of boxes like this in the highland areas, probably on the upper section of our coffee estate. We haven't put down the bees here for the safety of coffee plantation tour persons.
Okay, okay.
So as I told, we'll compensate the coffee plants once we cut down them or once they reach their age. We will also put new plants like this. You can see these are the new plants that we put around in our coffee estate.
Okay.
So people have an assumption when I say 120 years of coffee plantation. So people think after 120 years the coffee plantation might be dead. It is not like that because some plants are 45 years, some plants are 3 years, some plants are 15 years. So it grows on and on and on. So we keep an eye on every plant. If there is a necessity to cut down a plant, we'll cut down. If there is a necessity to put down a new plant, we will also put down a new plant. And this is called as champakam. We also say it as champa flower tree. Okay. The flower blooms in this champa flower tree is used for making fragrances for agarbattis or for dhoop. Flowers are basically from has 3 varieties basically: white, yellow, and pink. Those flowers are dried off. It is the main ingredient for making agarbatti.
Agarbatti.
So basically, the flowers that you see here, okay, or the white flowers in any plants. So white flowers is actually the blooming time. The time when you visited our estate is actually when the flowers are bloomed. And the scenario is like this: first the flower comes, and the flower falls on its own. Then the bean formation will be done.
I see.
So the bean will be formed by end of this rainy season. Okay. And we also put water from the month of August until November via sprinkler system.
August to November.
And December and January the bean will be completely formed. Okay. Nice one. You've got this. I'll explain you about this. So I wanted to complete about the beans. So what we do is the bean will turn into reddish, turn out to be a cherry, and the coffee picking starts in the month of mid-month of January or mid-month of February.
Okay.
Okay. Then once we do this coffee picking, for about 1.5 months we give a gap. Then we start picking this pepper. What you picked for me. Thank you so very much because there are not pepper available in our plantation. We have picked it last month. So surprisingly you found this. Okay. So if I could explain in this pepper, there is only a green berry here. Coffee is always picked when it is red in color. but pepper is always picked when it is green in color.
Green in color.
Okay, so black pepper, what you see is actually a sun drying process. Once we pick this pepper, we dry it in the sun, then it turns out to be black color.
Black color.
So there are basically again two types of pepper, black pepper and white pepper. The yield is same, the plant is same, the seed is same. A lot of adulteration happened in between. People used to mix papaya seed with pepper.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so that looks similar as the
Similar.
pepper. But while exporting this and the importing countries got to know this, a lot of places have been marked down in India. They are not accepting peppers in India. So what they do is they are also very smart. Once we peel off the outer skin of this pepper, we get white seed inside. So what they are expecting is they want white pepper to be imported, and Indians should export the white pepper, because if we do the same with papaya seeds, the white seed won't be there inside.
Yes, yes.
So that's how they are using this white pepper. Basically, they grind this white pepper, make it as a paste, use like a sauce on the breads. On the fast food counters, they use pepper sauce. Basically, what happens is, as I told, silver oak is used for growing pepper. For an example, if there is no silver oak, the climber won't be able to climb more. If you can see, the creeper climbed until here, and the creeper is unable to climb more. But the creeper doesn't just jump from this tree to another tree and continues. It only sticks to the bark, and the creeper
this is
is
hanging down,
always stuck to the bark.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so that's how it is. If there is no climber, then the pepper won't grow. You might also have a question: how much a coffee planter would earn? So we'll keep walking. We'll stand here. A coffee plantation is basically, probably, if I could explain, 1 acre of coffee plantation yields up to 1,200 to 1,500 kgs of coffee beans. Okay.
And a year.
And a year, once one yield in a year. Okay, so you have to divide that by 50 kgs bag. Okay, so 1,500 coffee is divided by 50 kgs of bag. Each bag is sold for 20,000, sometimes 80,000. Sometimes the high quality bean can be sold for 25,000 also. So this is what the yield per acre. So if you divide 1,500, that makes around 36 bag, I guess. I'm not good at max though. So 36 bag of 50 kgs can be sold for 20,000 to 25,000 rupees. This is the coffee yield. Approximately per acre it comes around 7 lakhs, 6 lakhs, sometimes 5 lakhs as well. Okay. And coffee
revenue.
that is the one revenue in the coffee. In the same 1 acre, we have around 150 silver oak trees. Each trees which has a black pepper creeper climbing on that. So that yields about 30 kgs. If you can see here, this one climber will yield about 30 kgs of black pepper. So you are
One yield.
yeah, from one yield. So you might be knowing the pepper price in the market. It is around 700 or 750. It goes up to 800 also. So considering 700 into 30 is 21,000 rupees yield for one tree. We have 150 trees like that, and the yield comes up to 25 lakhs to 26 lakhs though.
And it's
Then
the main
the-
revenue is pepper actually.
You have realized it right at this point. I would want to tell you, coffee दिखाने का दांत है, और जो पेपर है वो असली कमाई है. Coffee it is 7 lakhs and pepper it is 21 lakhs. So probably if I could explain you, that is how the reality is. So people have an assumption कि yeah, we've come to the coffee land of India where coffee is grown and these are the coffee planters. The fact is different. That's how it is. Okay. Silver oak's maturity is 20 years.
Yes, yes, yes.
Silver oak, that's the tree that you see here. So there is a saying in Chikmagalur, if there is a daughter is born for a coffee planter in Chikmagalur, so he would have planted 300 trees at the time when she is born, because the tree's maturity and the girl's maturity is equivalent. So when the time comes, the girl has to get married. The trees would have compensated her marriage expenses, be it gold or be it dowry back then.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I could tell you, out of love for the daughter, probably he would not plant 300 trees. He would plant 500 trees or 600 trees because he has love towards his daughter. So back then the life was very simple.
Yes.
Just plant some trees and the daughter expenses are taken care. But now we are into the Ghor Kali Yuga. We understand how it is, scholarships, house loans, education loans and whatnot. So this was very good back then.
That is good
This is
idea.
one more internal fact of Chikmagalur coffee planters. Please note that. ನನಗೆ ಮಗಳಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. Probably if I was a coffee planter, I would have planted around 1,000 plants out of love to my daughter. So yeah, it is there.
3,000. Wow.
Might be.
Very small, no?
Depends on the area that I had. Those are assumptions. So as I told, there are robusta plantations out there.
Land rate,
Land rate, probably, sir, 60 lakhs, 65 lakhs, goes up to 80 lakhs also. And there are some lands which is at 35 lakhs, which is of no good. Okay. Land valuation ऐसा है sir कि land valuation depends on the age of the coffee plants, depend on the age of the silver oak trees. If it is more aged, if it is more mature, the plantation price goes high. And there is also one more factor covering that. Okay, what is the water source? Do they have natural water stream, or do they have river next to it, or do they have well, or do they have bore well? All these factors will matter depending upon the availability, and that's how the land cost is calculated. As I showed you the Robusta plantation, we also have put down some Arabica plants here. So Arabica plants is basically, as I told, that doesn't grow that height. Robusta grows up to 10 feet, 8 feet, 12 feet sometimes. Robusta always grows up to 4 feet, 4.5 feet or 5 feet, sometimes 6 feet. Arabica grows vertically and Robusta grows horizontally.
Is it need daily watering?
Definitely not. At this time, the rain which is falling on these trees is not actually right. The flowering time, it doesn't require rain. So if it rains, then the crop will not be that great. So if anybody can, the cameraman sir, please come. I would want to explain one thing. See what you can see here. The white flowers, what you saw, is all dried here. I can just show you how it is. So this is a natural phenomena where a flower comes and it dries off. But when rains like this comes, it forcefully dries off the flowers. So forcefully drying of these flowers will make seeds yield in a smaller size. Okay, the flower has to come on its own, grow on its own, and fall on its own. Only then the bean is completely formed to its actual desired shape. Or else, if it is forcefully dropped like that, then the bean growth is not up to the mark. Okay. Then again, if the flower comes, it means there is a pakka bean. Okay, coming out of it. So for an example, there is a small buds here. If the cameraman can also zoom this, these buds will turn out to be the coffee beans later. Okay. So the bean quality will be compromised if there is cross rains like this. It rained yesterday also. It rained in the last week also. So we are moving towards the coffee roaster machine. Flower on 15 days, 20 days ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಬೀಳಬಾರ್ದು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಳೆ ಬಂದ್ರೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು.
ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರಬೇಕು?
ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು. ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಫುಲಿ ಫ್ಲವರಿಗೆ ಹೊಡ್ತಾ ಅದು.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಗ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾ, ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಒಣಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೀಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಫುಲ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಹೀರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಸಿಲು ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಬೇಗ ಡ್ರೈ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಬೀನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸಣ್ಣದಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ.
ഇവര് വെറുതെ കുറുതു തുടങ്ങി. അപ്പൊ നമുക്കിതൊന്നും മനസ്സിലാവില്ല. മഴ തന്നെ വെറുതെ കുറുതു എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്.
We can sit here in the front row.
Okay. Okay, we can sit here.
Also visited our plantation. Now I have taken you to the coffee roaster processing area. This is a very small coffee roaster machine. Basically what we do is we pick up the beans in the month of February, and after picking the beans we separate the outer layer called as pulping. We separate the outer layer, and the coffee beans which is inside is dried in a flat land. It is sun dried, and after drying those beans we roast them. Okay, so this is a small roaster machine. This is actually the roasting barrel. Okay, this is the feeder funnel, and this is also the filter bay and also called as the cooling bay. So I'll just quickly explain the process. Okay, so what we do is we basically connect a LPG gas cylinder to this. We have same burners like how we have in our stoves. The same burners are available here. We first preheat this barrel up to 100 degrees. Once the barrel is heated, what we do is we put 10 kgs depending upon the machine's capacity. We put 10 kgs here and we open this lever. Okay, once we open this lever, all the beans will fall down into the roasting barrel. Okay, there is a small window here. If you can see, the small window allows us to see whether the bean is properly being roasted or not. Fully roasted, the bean is gone. Not fully roasted, the aroma is not like that. Okay, we also have a small tester which is always in the lock condition. What we have to do is we need to pull this out. It takes like this. We have to pull this out and we have to rotate until up, and we have to pull this out. So once we pull this out, there is a cavity here. So this cavity allows us to see whether the bean is properly roasted or not. So the process takes up to 300 degrees and 15 minutes to roast these beans. So out of 15 minutes, we keep checking on and on and on. Let's say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we keep checking this. So once we are satisfied that haan baba, bean is completely roasted, we stop this barrel, we let it cool down, and we let all the beans fall here. Okay. Basically what happens, like how the popcorn pops the coffee bean cracks. So we hear the cracking sound. Until then we roast the beans. So once the cracking sound is there, the first stage of filtration is that is the outer layer of the coffee bean, that is called as the coffee husk, that is collected there. And the coffee is cooled down here. Once the coffee is cooled down, we let the coffee go. Just open this valve. Okay, once we open this valve, the coffee falls here, the roasted beans, and this pipe acts like a vacuum. It collects all the seeds from here, and all the seeds which is roasted is collected in the storage barrel. We also have a dust outlet which will let all the soil particles or the dust particles to go out. Okay, and from here we'll just open this, and the roasted beans are collected. So I've roasted some beans yesterday. I would want to show you some beans which is roasted yesterday. So this is the roasted coffee bean. From here the real coffee aroma starts. Nice.
Nice smell.
All right, so thank you so much for being a part of this coffee plantation tour. It was very pleasant to answer all your questions though. There were a lot of other things which were supposed to be explained. Due to time constraint, I had to short it down. So viewers who are watching this are always welcome to Chikmagalur. This is the real Chikmagalur, not the waterfalls or the weaves. So please do visit Chikmagalur. Please understand how the coffee is processed. Because it takes 2 minutes to make your instant coffee. It takes a year-long experience for us to bring that coffee to serve you this. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Wonderful narration.
Thank you so much.
ഗ്രേറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ കോഫിയുടെ ലാൻഡ് ഓഫ് കോഫി എന്നറിയപ്പെടുന്ന ചിക്മംഗ്ലൂരിലെ ഒരു കോഫിയുടെ ഗാർഡനിലേക്കാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കയറി ഇറങ്ങിയത്. അപ്പോൾ അതിനകത്തൂടെ കടന്നു ഒരുപാട് ചെടികളും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ മരങ്ങളും അവിടുത്തെ പെപ്പർ കൃഷിയും അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചുള്ള ഫുള്ളായിട്ടുള്ള ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ഇമ്രാൻ ഭായ് വിശദീകരിച്ച് തന്നു. അപ്പോൾ തൽക്കാലം നമുക്ക് ഈ വീഡിയോ ഇവിടെ വൈൻഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യാം. അടുത്ത വീഡിയോയുമായി കാണുന്നവരേക്കും ബൈ.